Hey YouTubers, good morning. I'm still sick like a dog. Anyways, I got a message here on Skype from an underground message from someone from mainland China in the interior. And I'm going to keep him basically under wraps or anonymous, only because he's in fear of giving me information. So he sent me 5 or 6 messages in a row, and it says, "Hi Mike, how are you? This is blank blank. Well, first off, love your videos. They are informative. I plan to move to Canada next fall. I'd like to tell you what a middle class would think is happening in China. But I can't say anything on your live. You know, if someone knows this, I'll end up in jail. Or I'll leave you a message and hope it is useful." Then he goes on to say, "People know of you here in China, know of what you're exposing and what you're trying to do in a good way. My English is not good, but I'll try to make everything clear and understandable. Housing price, first of all, in Qingdao. My parents bought 2 apartments at 7 kilometers RMB, 7K RMB square meters in 2007, and now the price jumped to 20K in 2017. Some people predicted that the price will go down, but it never happens. The government proposed purchase restrictions anyway, which says each family can only own 1 apartment." Let me go to the other page here. "I'll tell you another story. After the purchase restriction had been implemented, many couples got a divorce." I covered this on my show. Like a few years back, I actually covered how couples in China are getting divorced so they can own multiple properties. Divorce that allow them to buy another apartment since they are no longer one family. So both of them can own 1 apartment. There is another Sorry guys, I'm sick. There's another reason why Chinese buy real estate overseas. Our government will apply a tax on extra properties, as I told you above. So I guess if you own extra properties in China, you got to pay an additional tax. So that's why a lot of people are buying overseas. The government encouraged us to buy homes. Then they take tax from us on that. So basically, buy more homes, buy more properties. The real estate's booming. People buy, and then after they give them the run around and say, "Okay, by the way, you're going to start paying more tax on this." They take tax from us on that. What a good deal. So he's being sarcastic there. 50 million empty apartments. I'm not sure about that. But for my family, my parents have 5 apartments. We live in 2 of them. 1 is under construction and the other 2 are empty. So that might be true. If you are interested in any other information, please feel free to contact me. So he sent me this, and he can't come live on the show. He's got to be very careful of how he relays information for me, because he mentioned in another message that he could be sent to a camp or a prison for talking about housing, or talking about how any information, internal information about China. So that's that. So that's one of my guys on the ground. So he'll be giving us information on what's going on in the internal parts of China that I guess the locals have a hard time getting out to the public. Let me know what you guys think. It's not surprising that the government promotes people to buy, then after just slap a bunch of taxes on them. It's not, you know what I'm saying? And when I'm bringing up Chinese in the show all the time, it's because the Chinese are a big deal. They're the biggest economy. I mean, Chinese, US. I talk about you keep picking on the Chinese, Mike. Chinese is superpower. They got one of the biggest militaries. They got one of the biggest energy consumptions. They used more energy than any other country. They spent billions and trillions in colonizing African countries, building islands and artificial islands. The Chinese are where it's at. That's where the news, or that's where it's at. That's where the housing market, the this, the that, foreign investing, money laundering in Canada, money laundering in the U.S., money laundering in New Zealand. It's all everything. It's the if it was the Portuguese, I would say it. If it was the Spanish, I would say it. But it's not them. You never hear about these people. Anyways, when you're a superpower, you will be talked about. If there's no questions about it. No questions, no debates. You will be brought up in a lot of conversations only because you are a superpower. So get used to being a superpower, or get used to being the talk of the town. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, guys, comment below. Let me know what you guys think about this.